Good day, everyone. I'm Miss Mae Judy Ann Bautaista, and I will be discuss the self from the various perspective, which is the chapter 1 of understanding the self. So here in the chapter 1, some of the philosopher like Socrates, Sigmund Freud, John Locke, and many philosophers during their time, they believe that the philosophy had a very important role in our life. Why is it that philosophy had a very important role in our life? First is because of philosophy is the study of the fundamental nature of knowledge, reality, and existence, especially in an academic discipline. It is also a fundamental nature of ourself. So it talks about how to understand the self, how to understand the personality of an individual, and also how to understand the behavior of each and every one of us. So when it comes to our mind or when we have questions in our mind, pwedeng-pwede nating masagot using the philosophy. So that's why some of the philosopher like Sigmund Freud, John Locke, and many more, they believe that the philosophy had a very important role in our life. So Socrates, one of the famous philosopher during their time, meron siyang mga famous line. And one of his famous line is, an unexamined life is not worth living. So this line or this famous line of Socrates talks about what is the purpose of our life in this world. Pag alam natin kung ano yung purpose, what is our goal, what is our want to achieve, or kung ano yung gusto nating ma-achieve in our life, then yung ating buhay is really worth it. Why? Kasi if we know our purpose, alam natin kung ano yung patutunguhan na dapat nating tunguhan. Alam natin yung path or yung direction na dapat nating daanan. Kasi alam natin kung ano yung ating purpose. For example, in every students, bakit ba kayo nag-aaral? Syempre kasi gusto nyo meron kayong mga gustong ma-achieve, like your dream. Am I correct? O kaya naman is one of your goal is matulungan ng inyong mga parents someday or to have a better future, magkaroon ng stable and magandang trabaho para sa inyong future, para makatulong sa inyong family. So yun yung sinasabi natin here in this, or ito yung pinapatungkol dito sa ating famous line ni Socrates. Now once we know our purpose, once we know our goal in our life, once we know what is our dream or what we want to achieve, then alam natin kung ano yung mga pinapatunguhan natin. Since alam natin kung ano yung purpose natin, kasi gusto natin makatapos ng pag-aaral, gusto natin makagraduate, gusto nyo maging proud sa inyo yung mga parents nyo. You want to have a stable job to help your family and then so on and so forth. That's why kayo ay nag-aaral ng mabuti kahit na anong hirap ng buhay. So this is or that is yung pinapatungkol dito sa ating famous line ni Socrates. Okay? And then the next philosopher na ating i-discuss is John Locke. So John Locke also one of the famous philosopher during their time, and the famous theory or meron siyang famous theory, and that was the tabula rasa. So the tabula rasa, that is the theory that at human birth, our human mind is in a blank state. So yung tabula rasa ay tinulad siya sa blankong papel. Bakit sa blankong papel or blankong pisara? When you say blankong pisara, that is yung blackboard or the green board na walang laman, walang sulat. Ano po? So kung kayo ay kunwari pumapasok sa school during your elementary day o kaya naman ay high school life, ano po? So minsan yung blackboard or yung green board or whiteboard wala siyang laman. Tinulad siya sa tabula rasa. Why? Because kailan lang ba nagkakaroon ng laman yung blankong pisara or yung whiteboard or blackboard. 'Di ba once na sinulatan ni teacher ng kanyang lesson, also kapag sinulatan ni student kapag sila ay nagre-recitation. So in connection to the theory of tabula rasa, tinulad siya sa blankong pisara kasi nung tayo ay pinanganak, our mind is in a blank state. So blanko lang yan. Kailan lang ba yan nagkakalaman? So in connection doon sa ating example kanina, na habang sinusulatan ni teacher, yun yung related sa tabula rasa na once na tayo ay nagkakaroon ng experience sa buhay natin, then our mind is nalalagyan siya ng mga kaalaman because of our experience. Kaya nga 'di ba sinabi nila that the best teacher in our life is the experience. Why? Kasi because of the experience, meron tayong mga lessons na matututunan. For example, if you failed sa in something, for example, sa inyong exam, nag-failed kayo, then alam niyo na kung ano yung dapat niyo gawin, natuto kayo. So you have to adjust or i-apply nyo yung natutunan nyo during that experience, and then magkakaroon na ng positive na effect yung naging past life nyo or yung naging past experience nyo. O kaya naman one of the example is, for example, sa love life. For example, kayo ay saktan. So bakit ba kayo nasaktan? Ano ba yung mga dahilan? So by that, alam nyo na in your future or present na love life or life, ano po, when it comes to that is lahat ng pwede nyong ma-apply or natutunan nyo during your past experience in love, then pwede nyo siyang i-apply and para magkaroon ng better or mas masayang experience when it comes to love. Ano po, parang ganito lang yan, everyone. So, if you fail today, then you'll be successful for tomorrow. Why? Because for that failure, meron tayong makukuhang lessons for that failure or for that experience na pwede nating i-apply to our future or to our present experience po. And we have the freedom to be the author of our own soul. Wala namang ibang magiging author ng buhay natin kung hindi ang ating mga sarili. So that is John Locke and his famous theory, which is tabula rasa. And last philosopher that we will discuss in this video is Sigmund Freud. So Sigmund Freud, he is a father of psychoanalysis, and his famous idea was the three divisions of man's mind. And these are the id, ego, and superego. So the id, ego, and the superego, these are the three parts of human personality. And that was the famous idea of Sigmund Freud. So what is the difference of the id, ego, and the superego, and what is their function? First is the id. The id or the ID, that is the meeting the basic needs. So that is the most basic part of human personality because the goal or the function of the id is to satisfy the human needs and wants without thinking if if yung kanilang gagawin is tama ba or mali. As long as they want to satisfy the needs and the wants, ayan yung pinaka-goal or ayan yung pinaka-function ni id. And then the ego naman is that is dealing with the reality. So the ego is trying to meet the desires of the id in a way that's socially acceptable in the world. So the ego is like the id. They want to satisfy the needs and the wants of the humans, but in a nice way. So dito kay ego, iniisip niya na kung tama ba or mali yung kanyang gagawin bago niya gawin ang isang bagay para lang masatisfy ang kanyang human needs and wants. For example, in the id and ego. For example, kayo ay may kasamang kaibigan sa isang party. Kunwari, nasa buffet party and kayo ay nasa isang table. Now, ikaw, nauuhaw ka na. So that is your needs for that time. Yun nga lang, yung iyong baso ay wala ng laman na tubig. Nakita mo doon sa kaibigan mo, yung kanyang baso meron pang laman na tubig. Eh yung waiter nandun pa sa dulong table, medyo malayo-layo pa sa inyo para maglagay ng tubig. Now for that time, if ang gagamitin natin na personality is the id, dahil ang gusto lang ni id is to satisfy the human needs and wants, pwede mong gawin is kunin yung baso ng kaibigan mo at inumin mo yung kanyang tubig doon sa kanyang baso. So nakikita nyo yung function or yung goal ni id that kahit anong gawin niya, tama man or mali, hindi niya iniisip. Basta ang gusto niya lang is masatisfy ang kanyang human needs and wants without thinking kung tama or mali yung kanyang gagawin. Now, in that case, kapag si ego naman ang ating pinairal in that situation, we can do to wait, or we have to wait the waiter para lagyan ng tubig yung iyong baso at saka ka iinom. So see the difference of the function of the id and the ego. Parehas lang nilang na-satisfy yung kanyang yung human needs and wants. Pero si ego, iniisip niya kung ano yung acceptable para sa ibang tao and yung nice way para masatisfy yung kanyang needs and wants, na hindi, or iniisip niya kung ano yung tama niyang gagawin. Kay unlike kay id na ang goal niya lang or ang focus niya lang is to satisfy the human needs and the human wants. How about the super ego? The super ego that is about adding morals to the action which is taken. So that is based on the morals and judgment of what is right and wrong. So it is all about the morality, which is we have to do what is right and avoid what is wrong. And dito na rin pumapasok yung ating second thought, which is the konsensya na tinatawag, or yung conscience. Ano po? Wherein wala mang makakita sa'yo or may makakita man, as long as pinapagana natin si super ego, gagawin natin kung ano ang tama. For example, cheating. Kahit walang nakakakita sa'yo na ikaw ay mang-cheat, pero dahil alam mong cheating is a wrongdoing, hindi mo siya gagawin. Ayun yung pinapairal natin, yung ating personality, that is called the super ego. Kasi we have to add morals, which is do what is right and avoid what is wrong, to the action which is taken in every possible cases or in every possible situation. So that is the three parts of the human personality. These are the id, ego, and the super ego. So remember, everyone, that the id, ego, and the super ego works together to create a human behavior. Remember that the id, ego, and superego is the three parts, or are the three parts of the human personality, where id creates the demands. Why? Kasi only id, or the id, wants to satisfy only the human needs and wants without thinking kung tama or mali yung kanyang gagawin. While the ego adds the needs of the reality. So, basically, iisipin niya kung ano yung tama niyang gawin kasi natatakot din siya sa judgment na makukuha niya from the other people. So basically, ang iniisip niya kung ano yung acceptable para sa maraming tao or para sa mga nakakakita sa kanya. Kaya niya gagawin yung bagay na ito at masasatisfy niya rin yung kanyang human needs and wants. And the super ego adds the needs of the reality, or adds the needs of the morality, which is we have to add the morality in which action which is taken. We have to do what is right and avoid what is wrong. So if ego behaves, then the super ego wins. And if ego misbehave, then the id wins. So that is for this chapter. And the last presentation that I will discuss to you is about this phrases, which is who am I? Or in this question, who am I? So by this title, which is who am I, it is not talk about what is your name, where is your address, or where do you live at, something like that. Ano po, it talks about what is the purpose of your life. So just think about it. What is the purpose of your life? Kasi if you know our purpose, if you know our goal in our life, then your life is really worth it. And your goal or your plans or your dream, someday you will have to achieve that dream. You have to pursue your dreams sa lahat ng bagay na mararanasan natin. Okay? So that's all for this chapter, which is about the self from the various perspective. Hope you understand our topic. Thank you and God bless.
For more ICCT College's video updates, please subscribe and click the notification button.